Much like the Soviets. Oh wow, the standard is low here. Wait, haven't even broke out Mo? Okay kids, since most of us play in sandbox, I'll show the basics of how to get to and from the Mun while skipping the build process. Since most people just build some janky thing. Kerbal Space Program, no mods mode. So, most often better Kerbal players have more refined techniques for leaving atmosphere, such as a gravity turn, and even the Kerbal tutorial explains this. If you want more in-depth, Scott Manley has a video mentioning how he gets into Kerb in orbit, but I won't mention his name in the description, because I don't want people finding my video just because of his name. That feels like theft, but this mammoth engine can mostly ignore that. I use these solid boosters just to get a kick up to speed without wasting liquid fuel till they're about used halfway, then kick on the mammoth engine for stability and more speed. I'm also lazy, and so I wait until the vector marker is showing that the prograde in orbit would be about 70 degrees, and then proceed to turn on the SAS for prograde and mostly let it do its own thing. Nodes are your best friend in KSP. You use them for every maneuver, even if they are wrong. They'll give you good ballpark figures. Mind you, there are some instances where they are wrong, but that's because Kerbal processes things in instants and not gradual velocities, which is why I ended up going further than the planned node showed I would. Knowing this, it's best to make subtle bursts when you're getting close to your intended path. Going retrograde at your periapsis is always best for a more balanced orbit, but in this case, we aren't orbiting. We are landing, then blasting off again. There are definitely quicker ways to make a landing, and about 3 times out of 10 I dance around like this until I land or crash. It's good to know how strong your engines are, so you know when and how to bleed speed when coming in for a landing so as to not waste fuel. Getting back to Kerbin is both easy and difficult, but you have to leave the planetoid first, so as long as you have the thrust and fuel for it, leaving the Mun is easy. Now, the best way to get back into atmosphere is using an aerobraking maneuver once you've gotten an orbit of Kerbin. I like to get to my periapsis, since that is where you have less velocity to burn off. I will say now, this isn't the best or prettiest aerobrake I've ever done, but it fits the bill here. A proper aerobrake can take quite a bit of time, especially if you don't plan out how much fuel you're using. So if you get your periapsis close to Kerbin's atmosphere below 60,000 kilometers, you'll eventually begin to bleed off speed from the atmosphere's friction when you pass through. If you have no fuel to further bleed off speed, go take care of some cleaning or something, and set it to the highest warp speed when you get a chance. It is time consuming. Oh yes, it is a successful landing, even though I'm missing my engine. Still better than what the Soviets managed.